Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is Miss Chastity's story of how she met a man, or how she married a man that didn't exist. This is past 83. So if you're seeing this for the first time, it means you need to go start from the beginning. The link to the playlist is in the description. Go start. This one is so pretty, by the way. Let's continue, guys.
Part 83 of How I Married a Man That Didn't Exist. February 1st. It was the day I moved into my apartment. I was moving out of Emily's house. The girls were not at the house. They were at their cousin's house. So during the actual moving process of me taking everything out, they were not there. I did one last walkthrough of the house. So I got everything in the truck and I walked through one last time. And, you know, that's normally like, okay, let me make sure I didn't forget anything. It was more of a, let me take one last second in this house because I'm never going to be here again. Like, that's not to say I'm not going to visit the girls, but that was, I'm never going to exist in this space again how I thought that I would. So, I was relieved, don't get me wrong. But what I felt was immense sadness. The adrenaline of moving, of finally being in my own place, all of those things excited me. But I felt so broken and so sad. So I hugged Emily goodbye. Our relationship was broken now, but I still felt sad. You see, all the terrible things that she had done were never in my face. She always acted like she loved me. She acted no other way than extremely loving and extremely caring, and all of the sneaky things were behind my back. So I was confused between what my heart felt and what my mind knew. Looking back now, I realize it's the same disorientation, the same confusion that causes women to stay with their abusers for so long. I was talking to someone today that recently bought my book and they read it. And today was the first day I've seen them since they read the book. And we had a good talk about it. And she was talking about Emily. And she said, I can't believe she did that. And I told her, I said, girl, that's not even half of it. I said, at the time I wrote this book, for whatever weird reason, was still trying to protect her. And I didn't put a whole lot in there about her. I said, but in this TikTok series. But then I got emotional. And I said, after a certain point, I knew what to expect from Rob. I knew what kind of person he was. I had opened my eyes and I had accepted that. I never understood any of it, but I really never understood how she could be like that. How she could hold me in her arms, literally cry on top of my head while I'm sobbing, while I'm gasping for air. How she can call me her daughter. How she can watch me die a little more every day and still put the knife in my back. I've struggled with that greatly. And in this moment of leaving this home, we all know the reasons why. I told her what was on my mind. I didn't hold it back. I felt confused because this woman who had shown me so much love and care turned out to be almost worse than Rob. She was the devastation I didn't see coming. She was the betrayal I didn't have a name for. Hers almost felt worse. That night in my apartment for the first time should have been the best sleep that I've ever had in my life. But I tossed and I turned all night long. The silence was so loud. I felt like a stranger inside of four walls. It was a very hollowing experience, a very hollowing feeling. Knowing that I'm going from a home filled with laughter, love, and warmth, even if that was just genuinely between me and the girls, even if she didn't mean it. It was still there, and now I'm in an apartment alone with nothing but boxes packed away. Feeling overwhelmed, not knowing when I'm going to unpack them, not knowing if I'm going to have time to organize my house the way I want to. The perfect metaphor for how it felt inside of my mind. How do I unpack this? How do I begin to organize and put things away? At this point, I may be out of that house, but I'm still extremely disoriented, extremely confused. I couldn't make sense of anything. All I knew was that I was gone and that I was in my home that didn't feel like a home. So I was still in communication with Emily regularly. I checked up on the girls daily. I did end up having to make a few trips back to their house to grab a few things I left behind. I would go and spend time with the girls. I would have dinner with them. That was always my favorite part of the day. And now mine was empty. Didn't even have a dinner table. The first month after moving, I was struggling financially, girls. I had used my savings, whatever I had there, to pay for the moving cost. I did hire movers to pay for the truck. And remember, when I was moving over here, I sold almost everything I had because I didn't need it. I was moving into a fully furnished, fully equipped house. I had to furnish a whole apartment again. Luckily, because my dad and his offer was such a blessing and he paid for my deposit in my first month, I had the ability to do so. But that left me with nothing. At this point, I hadn't felt that financial struggle in a minute. When you were in a house with another adult and you're paying bills together, yeah, we were worried about money from time to time, but I never wondered if I was gonna have enough to go buy a few groceries, if I was gonna have enough to put gas in my car, if I was gonna have enough to buy soap and deodorant and toothpaste and the essentials. I did not like that feeling. As an independent person who does not require another person to take care of me, I didn't like that feeling. This feeling made me angry. I was filled with rage. And the thought behind that, the feeling behind that, was that I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't be in this position. I left everything. I left a 2-bedroom apartment that I loved in Fort Lauderdale. I left 2 jobs that I loved. Yeah, I worked 100-hour weeks, but what else was I fucking doing at that time? Not a damn thing. So making my bag and helping others, please. That's all I cared about. And now I'm here in a 1-bedroom apartment alone. And don't get me wrong, I'm blessed because some people don't have that. But I'm here for the family. I was here for a husband, a marriage, a life, a family, a dream. Hopefully a baby. Hopefully buying a house. Adopting the girls one day. Christmases, Thanksgivings, Easter baskets. Playing the Tooth Fairy. Fireworks by the lake on the 4th of July. All the things is what I was here for. And the illusion shattered. The illusion didn't just shatter. The illusion exploded in my fucking face. And now I'm in an apartment alone. I'm scared. I'm confused. I'm angry. How fucking dare you? My naivety brought me here. My stupidity brought me here. My need for love and validation brought me here. But you took the reins and you ran with it. You buried me so far beneath the dirt, so far underground, that I truly never thought I would see the light again. I was empty. I had nothing to give to this world. I had nothing to give to this new home. I had nothing to give to myself. And now here I am again, like I was in Fort Lauderdale, alone. working stupid ass hours to take care of myself alone. And I can do it. But that's not what I wanted. Let's get into the next part.
I totally understand being mad because you have to start rebuilding afresh just because of a single decision you made to fall in love with somebody, not knowing that you were falling in love with the devil's incarnate. Because now, like she said, she has to start rebuilding her life from scratch all over again. Thanks to her dad for for bailing out of that situation earlier than she planned. So I can imagine. I totally understand her being mad for the situations. This whole saga has put her in. I really do understand it, and I do hope that she overcomes it. And when she looks back, she doesn't look back at the experience with broken heart, but a healed heart. See you guys in part 84 rather. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.